Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I feel like I say that every time I get on here because I have not been consistent. I'm holding my hands up, taking full accountability. But in my defense, you know, I've been summering.
I'm literally summering. Leave me alone.
For today's video, I have a bunch of new makeup. I even have some new skincare in here that I want to dive into. Some stuff I picked up at Ulta. A lot of this is stuff that I got in PR. So let's see if we can make a dent in this basket today. First up, we have this Clean Start Prep Step from Milani. This is their hypochloric acid spray. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. This is really good if you have acne-prone skin, which I do, and my cycle is coming. So I'm going to prep my skin with this first before I go in with any skincare. And if you hear my cats going crazy, they're like on 1,000 today. Okay, so that feels really nice mister on. This is something that I will definitely put in my bag. That way, after I go to the gym, I can just, or if I'm going on an airplane, we gotta keep the skin nice and fresh and clean. I'm gonna prep my eyes with this new eye serum from Paula's Choice. This is their Pro Collagen Peptide Firming Eye Serum. It says it has 4 different peptides in it and it's supposed to smooth under eyes and lids. So it has that metal applicator, which always feels so nice under the eyes. And this one is like flatter and wider than a lot of the ones that I have in my collection, which I actually quite like that it's wider. Feels very hydrating immediately. I'm gonna go in with this new serum. I'm not really sure what this is. It says it's a mini protein exosome bioactive ampoule. No idea what that means. It says it's supposed to activate firm, smooth, bouncy, radiant skin. Its concentrated solution blends Korean biotech and botanicals to prevent and reverse visible signs of aging and amp up glow. So that sounds amazing. Let's go in with this. Okay, so it looks like a moisturizer, but it blends out like a milky toner. Like if you've ever tried a milky toner, that's the best way that I can describe what this texture feels like. Really nice, really hydrating. All right, I'm going to let my skin sit for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna go drink my tea and then I'll be back and we will get into all this new makeup. See the skin? Do you see how it looks like I could ice skate off my forehead? That's what you want your skin prep to look like. Anywho, let's get into this makeup. I'm not sure if these are new. Milani sent the cutest little package. If I can insert the clip, I will. It was like a little house with all these goodies in it. They do the best PR packages. This is the Milani Stay Put Brow Mousse Tinted Brow Color. Immediately, this is reminding me of the Milk makeup one, if you've ever tried that one. Go in with 110. I feel like this would be good. Okay, brow color. Here's what the applicator is looking like. I typically just go in with like a clear gel. But, you know, let's try it out. Okay, it's definitely adding some color right away. So I feel like if you have sparse brows, you might actually love this. Looking online, 110 is soft brown, so I feel like that is a really nice color for me. It says take brows from thick to thicker and lock them in for an all-day haul. New palette from Urban Decay. This is the Naked Shaped Multitasking palette, and I did do some swatches of this the other day because I just couldn't wait to get into this. So this says that it has creams, mattes, shimmers, glimmers to shape, shine, define, and sculpt, layer, blend, and rule bend. So basically the whole concept of this is it comes in a cool tone and a warm tone. They sent over the warm tone and that you can do your full face. So you can do contour with this, you can do highlight with this, you can do your eyeshadow, you can do almost everything. I'm just relaxing at the house today, so I'm just gonna do a very simple, easy eye look. Right away, I'm noticing there is quite a bit of kick up of that eyeshadow, and it's getting into the cream. I wish that they had like a little plastic piece right here to protect the creams from getting messy. That's just me nitpicking because it is $65, which is quite pricey, and I don't like it when my cream and powders mix. So if that's something that you don't like either, keep that in mind. That lightest shade and just kind of blowing it all over the crease and up into my brow bone. I'm gonna mix these two shades right here because I wanna do a halo eye today. And I'm just gonna stamp that on the outer and the inner corner of my eyelids. Don't worry about it being messy right now. We will clean it up. Right now, we're just gonna get that pigment down. Now I'm gonna go back in with the first brush that we used, and I'm gonna pick up more of that first shade, and we're gonna blend everything together. I'm gonna pick up this beautiful shimmer right here, and I'm just going to tap that right in the center in that blank space that we left here. And I also take my halo up just a little bit over the crease because my eyes are starting to become a little bit more hooded now that I'm in my 40s. So that way you can see that shimmer. Just a little hooded eye hack. If you have hooded eyes or if you have aging hooded eyes, that way when I open my eyes, you can still see that beautiful shimmer. Shadow formula feels very typical Urban Decay, blendable, buttery, smooth. It looks good. I'm just gonna take whatever is left over on that brush and sweep it on the lower lash line, not picking up any extra product. I have two new mascaras today. This one is a new shade of the Milani highly rated lash extensions. This is their tubing mascara. I love the original black, but they came out with a brown, so I'm super excited about that. I also have this new one from Dibs. This is a dual-ended. On one side it has a brown priming tubing mascara, and the other side is a black for volume. I don't typically like these kind of wands on a mascara. I'm more of a silicone wand, tubing mascara kind of a girl, but we're gonna see the difference between them. I'm gonna do one eye with the Dibs brown tubing versus one eye of the Milani. So let's see. On this side, we are gonna go in. Here's what it looks like with one coat of the Dibs. I'm gonna add another one. I usually do 1 to 2 coats. Quite a bit of length, which I appreciate. I have very thin, sparse lashes, so I typically lean towards a tubing mascara, especially now that I'm older. Your lashes just, they aren't the way that they used to be, you know, when you're in your 20s. So I try to stick to tubing mascaras because it is gentler, especially when you're taking it off, because you can just easily just clean that off with a little bit of water. You're not tugging and pulling at your already sparse lashes. So first impression of this looks really good. Let me go ahead and curl the other eyelash, and then we'll go in with the Milani, much wetter formula. That's one coat of the Milani. Let's add a little bit more. Yeah, this formula is very wet, which I think I remember the original one that they came out with was as well. Okay, so looking at them side by side, I actually prefer the Dibs side, because I can already see that this Milani side, because it's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit wetter, not giving me as much length because it's starting to droop a little bit. Like I said, I have very thin lashes, so I am so picky about mascara. It has to be just the perfect formula, not too wet, not too dry. So yeah, the Dibs right now is definitely looking a lot better. I went ahead and did my base off camera because I didn't have any new products. I just went in with my Skin Silk Under Eye Brightener and my House Labs foundation. Now let's get into this new Morphe Shapeshifter Micro Contour Stick. I have been hearing so much buzz about this little pencil right here. I heard it's so good. I picked up the shade Refined, which in my opinion is not cool tone, but we're gonna go ahead and play with this today. Oh yeah, it's really creamy. So I would say right off the bat, looking at this is neutral at best. I wouldn't say that this is like a true cool tone. True cool tones lean gray. The thing I do like about this though is how small it is. You can just throw this in your purse. You can travel well with it, but the nose, I was most excited to get in and do the perfect nose contour with this. Yeah, look at that. Effortless. Oh my gosh, I really like that. Okay, let's blend this out and see how it goes. I think this was like 13 bucks, which is such a good price. Let's see how it blends. Blending out nicely. Morphe's rebrand is tea. Like, they are really coming out with some exceptional new products. I'm so impressed. And I think that they just launched like a bunch of new lip liners and lipsticks, which look incredible. So I'm just here for this. It has a very nice blendability, but what I did notice right away is it dries pretty quick. Not crazy, but just to note that when you are blending this out, I would work pretty quickly. This isn't the type of product that you're gonna wanna draw all over your face and then let it sit for 2 minutes before blending. You're gonna wanna blend it out pretty quickly. Now I'm gonna dip back into this Urban Decay and I'm gonna pick up this light cream shade right here and see if I can further that nose contour and do a little bit of highlighting with this. I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade right in the inner corner to brighten up my dark spots just a little bit. As I want to try some more of this palette, I'm going to mix these two shades right here and I'm just gonna add a little bit more sculpt to the face. Noticing the Urban Decay cream products are quite dry, so I'm just going to spray a brush with my facial mist before I go in to blend it out. It's a little hack if you have more of a drier formula. Spray my concealer brush and just dab that under eye because it's looking a little bit dry. For blush, we're gonna go in with this NYX Fat Cheeks. This is their Juicy Plump Blush, and I picked up the shade Guava Gush. I love a bright blush, especially in the summertime, really all year round, honestly. This immediately has a very strong fragrance, so keep that in mind if you are sensitive to fragrance. It has this nice doe foot, and I believe these were $10. And I saw these, it reminded me of the Glow Recipe. So I will have to put those side by side because we might have a potential dupe. That's really pretty. Blended out effortlessly. Yeah, immediately, I like that right away. Well, this showed up at to set. I'm gonna go in with this new powder from One Size Beauty. This is the Boucle Silk Cellulose Airbrush Powder. I'm using the shade Light. I may or may not have leaked this on TikTok, but it's not my fault because, you know, all they did was send it in the mail with a little flyer that didn't say anything about release date or anything about that. So I now know that this is gonna be released on September 4th. So you're seeing it here first. I'm gonna go ahead and just set my T-zone here and bring it up a little bit under the eyes and over my smile lines. I love a finishing powder, especially for mature skin. It's not as heavy. It has a slight radiance to it, but it's nothing crazy. I feel like this would work really well on dry and or oily skin types. I'm so picky about powders. This is beautiful. I believe it's formulated in Italy. It has a little coverage, it has a slight radiance, but it's not overly radiant, and it just looks effortless on the skin. It really does a nice job of blurring out the pore areas. Now, I will say, if you want it to be more fuller coverage and you want to blur like the T-zone in the pores, use a puff. For everywhere else on the face, you can go ahead and take a big fluffy brush, which is what I'm gonna do. Just swirl it in, and this is also going to set, but it's gonna give a ridiculous amount of lip products. Milani sent over every shade of their new lip liner. These are the Keep It Full Plumping Lip Liners. And they also sent over their new limited edition shades of their Fruit Fetish. We have Pumpkin Spice, Mulled Wine. I'm excited about this one. Hot Cocoa. Ooh, that looks so good. And this one too, Candy Apple. I cannot wait to dive into these. I think I'm going to do a full video just on these products, like using the lip liners with the Fruit Fetish lip oils. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably just put that in a short. New from CoverGirl, this is the Clean Fresh Yummy Blur. Really interesting. Love the shades. I'm curious to see what these are all about. It looks like it is a blurring formula. So let's just go ahead and swatch this. Yeah, oh, that is interesting texture. So it's a balm, but it mattifies. I think a lot of brands are starting to do this. This shade is beautiful. This is 240 Blur the Lines. I also have these gloss sticks that Makeup Revolution sent over that look really nice. Let's try this shade. This is the shade Shimmer Peach. Ooh, I love a peach. Do you see how glossy and pigmented that is? Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, because I don't think I can wait. Let's try out one of these Milani Plumping Lip Liners. This is in the shade Twice as Spice. Very creamy. Just because I want to try all the formulas today. Yeah, that's pretty. Just gonna blend this out with a brush. This is the new reformulated Urban Decay All-Nighter Natural Finish Setting Spray. I'm not gonna go into the whole drama about this, but basically Scandinavia and Urban Decay decided to part ways after a long partnership. Urban Decay was essentially using their formula. So it's a whole thing. So now this is supposed to be reformulated. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the OG. If you guys want a side-by-side, let me know, because I still have a mini of them. The mist on this is way better. The question is it gonna hold up as good as the original? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a full wear test. If that's something that you wanna see, let me know. But first impression, love the mist. Last but not least, I have a hair perfume. This is from Halley Beauty. This is the Lady H hair perfume, and it is alcohol-free. Ooh, it smells really good. If you like warm smells, you'll like this. So let's see. That smells incredible, and I love that it's alcohol-free. That smells so good. I don't know what the notes are in this because I don't have the box with me. It just says Lady H. So I will put them somewhere on the screen, but that smells divine if you're in the market for a hair perfume. All right, my internet besties, that's all I have for you today. If you love these kind of videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, it really helps a newbie like me get pushed on the algorithm. So if you do, I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know if any products stood out to you today. If you were like, I need to try that, or I'm absolutely not going to try that, let me know. If you are not subscribed, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope everybody has an amazing day, whatever it is you're doing. I'll see you guys on the next one.